this the right way. Let's do it the right way. Saj, salute. My unit, salute. Ah. Sasha. Cut it. Cut my music. Cut my mother. Cut it. Cut that music. My amplified unit. Top of the morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you guys are in the world, let's get ready to crush the day. Coffee up, wheels up, let's rock. Wake up, get amplified. BC's got a lot of stories in the pro wrestling world to cover, and I'm going to try to get to it in a short amount of time. Don't worry, I know we got a lot to do. It's Monday. You're going to try to get it all done before Monday Night Raw. BC's with you. I feel you. But there's a lot of things we need to talk about, like a monumental audible being discussed currently in World Wrestling Entertainment. If The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, cannot show up to WrestleMania 39 Los Angeles because of many commitments, 4 movies being filmed at once, and the XFL launching, if for some reason he can't do this WrestleMania thing, wait till you hear the huge audible. If you guys think it's just gonna be Cody Rhodes, cut and dry, plain and simple, inserted, wait till you hear the monumental audible. It is earth-shattering to even think about, and I don't even know what side of the spectrum I'm on. If this is horrible, or if this is going to be legendary, maybe you guys have a thought on it. We're going to talk about this monumental discussion being had in World Wrestling Entertainment, because there is a big chance The Rock cannot do this match. BC's going to talk all about it coming up in just a little bit. Also, we're going to talk Sarah Logan. A lot to talk about Sarah Logan, believe it or not. A big name change for Sarah Logan. Papa H has given her a name to... There you go. Is everyone going to be up in arms? Like we were when Vince McMahon was delivering name changes. Sarah Logan gets a name change. Sarah Logan is in some hot water. A lot of people think she's knocking off a character that's already in professional wrestling. We're going to talk about that. Contract. What is her current contract with World Wrestling Entertainment? A lot to talk about with Sarah Logan. We're also going to talk Austin Theory. People are hoping that last Monday was the final conclusion of the burial. There's only one way to go up from here, and that is up for Austin Theory. I mean, if you saw Monday, even the wrestlers, the talent... Even the commentators like Corey Graves are saying, wow, that was a Triple H botch. So I'm not even talking about what fans think anymore. The wrestlers themselves, the talent, the locker room is actually sticking up for Theory. That's really cool. You know, when you get a booking botch like that, the wrestlers know how hard that is, how bad that is on your career. And wait till you hear the statistics. If you thought he wasn't buried before that, wait till you hear the numbers that I got for you. But Papa H is high on him. Don't worry. Wait till you hear what Papa H had him do this weekend. This was after Monday night. Wait till BC's got the latest on Austin Theory. You guys are going to be mind-boggled by what happened to this kid on Saturday night or this weekend. So I got news on Sarah Logan, Austin Theory. We're also going to discuss FTR. A big promotion is having a big match with FTR, and I got to be honest, man, this promotion is doing more with FTR than Tony Khan's AEW. So you're going to want to hear this news, because FTR, if you are an FTR or AEW fan, you're going to be fucking highly alarmed and maybe even frustrated. Because I also have numbers and statistics on FTR and AEW, and they're not good. I also have news on Rampage. Rampage is getting a big switch come Thanksgiving, a big time slot adjustment, and this is not going to be good for them. I'll discuss that as well. And what else? Whatever else BC wants to talk about. Scarlett Bordeaux. We're going to talk about that. The latest incident that happened this weekend at a live event. Local authorities were brought in. There was an arrest, and Scarlett has made a statement. What am I talking about? We'll get to that all coming up. All right. But to do that, we got to get started. Let's start from the jump. Let's go with Sarah Logan. First, let me get I got to get... It's early in the morning. Let me get some more coffee. Hold on, please. Sasha's laughing. Look, you had 4 already, BC. What do you mean you need more sips? Sarah Logan is now going by the name of Van Hala. Van Hala. Now, this coincides with the October 7th vignette. If you guys remember, way back over a month ago, October 7th, I believe, was the date. There was a vignette that aired on SmackDown, and there was an unrecognizable woman. She stood behind the Viking Raiders and said, and I quote, "When the gods speak, I listen. We obey. Valhalla awaits." Well, I'll tell you this, man. If Valhalla is going to wear outfits like she did on Friday night, then BC is going to Valhalla, because damn, that is one sexy Viking, I do have to say. Now, can she wrestle, right? I mean, it wasn't that great her first time around. This Friday, she looked great, not only alongside the Viking Raiders, she just looks like the perfect placement for a manager. I don't need to see her wrestle that much, to be honest. But it's clear she's going to. I mean, she's ready to rock. I just hope that she can go. What I saw on Friday, obviously, that was short and sweet and to the point. So we got to see the good parts, right? She got to play to her strengths. Just look badass, be physical, be realistic, and shut it down 2 minutes later as we fade to black, go to another segment. That's the good part, right? That's what we see in the good columns. Then we got to see a 10-minute Sarah Logan match. Can she hang on for those 10 to 15 minutes? Can she captivate an audience for 10 to 15 minutes? I ask these questions because the first time around, the answers were no. We hope that's changed. She looked great there Friday. Looks great alongside the Viking Raiders. Looks like there's this renewed sense of confidence. And I just liked what I saw. But can this consistency hold on? Can we maintain that Sarah Logan? Remains to be seen. Now, we talked about, BC talked about the outfit she's wearing, the little Vikingette. Is that a word? Vikingettes. The Vikingettes. The Mrs. Vikings. Vikingettes. The outfit she's wearing is just, beautiful, right? I mean, who knew? Sarah Logan's got fucking legs and thighs for days. But that outfit is also getting her into some hot water, man. You guys brought it to my attention. A wrestler by the name of Max the Impaler. Max the Impaler. Now, I had to do a little bit of research on this woman, and you guys were saying that she's kind of knocking off the costume, the gimmick, at least the outfit. And I gotta be honest, from what I've seen from Max the Impaler, it is kind of the gimmick. I gotta be honest with you. I'm not saying that was the intent, and it always sucks when you're just trying something new and maybe you don't even know about somebody else, and you're like, oh man, it's so identical. But I find it hard to believe that a professional wrestler like Sarah Logan, who's been in the business for years now, does not know about Max the Impaler. It's not like just some fan or even like BC that doesn't know much about Max the Impaler. I mean, I literally had to go back to images to refresh my own dome piece. So I find it hard to believe that she wouldn't know that. And we've seen this many times over the years, or a wrestler will be so close to somebody else and you say, well, they have every right to do that. It's not like they own every aspect of a certain gimmick. To a point, that is true. There's also an etiquette, right? There's a respect that professional wrestlers have. And you just don't steal certain moves without requesting or asking a wrestler. You literally, I don't care if they're in a different promotion, wrestlers will tell you this, man. I've had wrestlers tell me this personally. They will absolutely call or find a way through social something to ask permission to use certain moves. Especially if you're going to have a character based on certain attributes that just literally mimics another. So I'm not saying that she did this on purpose. We don't know, but it is very, very close. And unfortunately, because of that, she's probably going to have to alter the character a little bit, the outfit at the very least. And that sucks because, again, BC loves Sarah Logan's new outfit. For my own reasons, but I do see where you guys are coming from. Max the Impaler and Sarah Logan Valhalla. Very, very similar. We're hearing the new deal that she signed is for 3 years. I am still getting confirmation on this, guys, but the initial report is 3 years. That's a long fucking time for somebody that wasn't that great the first time. So they're putting a lot of chips into this fucking basket. A lot of eggs are in this basket. A lot of chips in the bag. Is that better? A lot of chips are in the bag here, man. So that means they're really going to double, triple down on the Viking Raiders. All right. I'm cool with it. This is the 5th variation of the Viking Raiders. We've seen the fucking War Machine. We've seen War Raiders. We've seen the Viking Experience. We've seen the Viking Raiders. We've seen the new and improved Viking Raiders. You guys remember that title? And now we're seeing the Viking Raiders. Like the badass Vikings. This is like 6 variations, man. But it's under Triple H, so this is going to be our best chance, Beastly. I hope. I'm willing to give it a chance. I love Logan with them as a manager, I'll tell you that much. So that's the latest on Sarah Logan. That was a lot to unpack. I know, I wish her the best, but there's a lot that she's consuming right now. A fat fucking payday by WWE, a name change she's going through. She's getting a lot of flack for supposedly copying another wrestler. There's a lot going on there with the debut this past Friday. And this was all just Friday night she debuted, man. Lots coming at Valhalla, Sarah Logan. Where do I want to go next? Well, first of all, I want to get a sip of coffee, you know what I mean? That's first and foremost. Austin Theory's burial. Let's talk about that. Austin Theory, can speak, is still being buried. The burial is still in progress, guys, as WWE tours the states, recently losing in Peoria, Illinois, to Kevin Owens this past Saturday night. Even after Monday's complete debacle, which even the talent is standing up and going, damn, that was wrong. Corey Graves using the words, I was frustrated as we were all witnessing it in front of our eyes. I was complete frustration is what Corey Graves said, bro. People are not even holding back because it was so fucking bad. And Papa H is still parading this poor guy out there to look up at the lights this past weekend, losing again to Owens. He already lost to Owens 76 times. It seems anyway. Slight exaggeration. It is amazing. And you still... It's amazing to see how many people are still trying to defend Triple H and WWE. He's not buried, basically. No, he is. He absolutely is, guys. He's been, even before Monday. I don't know what you're talking about. Vince, even though he was the chosen one for Vince actually fucking had him lose a bunch. Triple H came in and had him lose even more. Somehow. And then Triple H just said, fuck this, man. I'm just going to fucking bring in the tractor and bury this motherfucker because it's taking too long. He's not buried, basically. Well, what do you call this, guys? I have staggering statistics. And if you when I'm done with these statistics, if you honestly say he's not buried, basically, then literally you just don't know enough about pro wrestling. That's not even shade. That's not an insult. You probably shouldn't be commenting on pro wrestling because this is literally the definition of a burial in pro wrestling. You ready for this? In Austin Theory's last 50 matches, for those wondering, his last 50 matches, Theory is 8 wins and 42 losses. I'm going to say that again. Austin Theory is 8 out of 50 in his last 50 matches. Only 8 wins, 42 losses. If you are wondering, he has a 16% win percentage. His winning percentage is 16%. I always talk about 50-50 booking ruining professional wrestlers, which means you really want to be above 50% to even try to stay afloat, stay above the water, keep swimming, and trying to get to shore unscathed, or at least try to come out of your burial. You want to stay above 50. Anything under 50, you are really on life support, brother. And I hope that before they dropped you off in the middle of the ocean, they gave you fucking little duckies, little fucking floaties. Because you're fucked if you're about 50%. How about 16%? 16%. And then they did what they did on Monday, just as a cherry on top. He's not buried, BC. Did you see the fucking response? There's so many people that don't even care for this guy. They literally like, I don't care for him. He doesn't do anything for me. The character's dead, blah, blah, blah. Do you think this is going to help? Then they go, it's a reset, basically, because H is correcting Vince's wrongs. Correcting Vince's... A reset? By your standards, then, Vince McMahon has to come back. That's what you're telling me. Because Vince now has to clean up an even bigger mistake. By Triple H, Paul Levesque, Papa H. Because the mistake made on Monday is far bigger than even putting the briefcase on Austin Theory. What Triple H did on Monday exposed everything and embarrassed everything. Austin Theory, WWE, the Money in the Bank pay-per-view will never be looked at the same from people like BC. I can never look at that pay-per-view ever. The match concept. Because they might scratch the pay-per-view and just put it back on WrestleMania or SummerSlam. Right? It'll just be a match again. I can never look at that match the same again. Because I'll always know, oh, they're going to cash in on fucking, they're going to try to resurrect the 24/7 title next. Basically, you're being silly, man. That's not going to happen. Do I? I just saw a guy cash in and during an open challenge. The bell never rang, so all he had to do was tell the ref, I accept the open challenge. Instead, he cashes in his world title because we all know it's an unwritten rule. It's for the world title. Everybody knows you're going to go for the highest prize, and you'd have to be a complete fucking fool and have no business being in the business if you go for anything lower than the world title. So he cashes in during a fucking open challenge, and he cashes his briefcase, and then he loses 2.5 minutes later, if even, 2 minutes. I mean, you clown the guy out, you clown the Money in the Bank match concept, and you clowned your own organization, and H, with that huge schnoggin, put his fucking clown nose on as he walked out of the building. That's what happened, bro. Now, we can only hope that they can dig out of the burial, no doubt. I'm not saying the kid's done. Corey Graves put it, after he talked about how frustrated he was at what he witnessed live. I mean, he was calling the commentary and he was pissed off. But he talked about, thankfully he didn't blow up in a limousine. He didn't get fucking thrown off a stage in a dumpster, all these other things that we saw happen in pro wrestling. But those were storylines that were fun. So, I gotta tell Corey Graves, those are all, I mean, I know he's trying to prove a point, but those are fun. But the point he's trying to make is he's still fucking alive, he's still rocking, there's a chance. And even Graves admitted, from sometime between now and Survivor Series, H has to do something huge to try to save this kid. And that's what we're gonna try to hope. Just because you're buried doesn't necessarily mean you can't dig out of it, right? But it's clear by everything I'm showing you, but by the talent being pissed off. This dude was buried. He's been being buried, and then on Monday, they just finally covered him up and said, that's it. We're just hoping that now they can resurrect him with good booking starting tonight on Raw. This cannot wait another week. The bad news is, as I just told you guys, he was taking a fucking L this weekend. This weekend, Papa H had him flat on his back looking up at the lights to Kevin Owens. As if he didn't even give a fuck about the backlash they received on Monday. He's correcting Vince's wrongs. 2 wrongs don't make a right. That is not how you correct Vince's wrong. What the fuck was the wrong? He pushed Austin Theory a little bit. He gave him a briefcase. Okay, there's a billion fucking ways you take the briefcase off of him. That does not make everybody look like an embarrassment fucking silly clown. A fucking absolute farce in the business, because that's what everybody came across. That's what the event came across as. The match concept, the organization, they came across as an exposed farce. And the fans, I use that term loosely, that are trying to defend this, they're just glazing over it. Yeah, it could have been done better, but the wrong was corrected by that Vince laid down. That's the important thing. If you give it a good year or 2 years, basically, see, Triple H is thinking in the future. If you just give it a year or two, basically, Triple H's WWE is going to be up and rolling. See, right now, he's trying to correct all of the Vince McMahon's mistakes. That's what's happening, basically. You just got to give it time. Negative. You're wrong. You win nothing. You're totally wrong. You're totally wrong. It doesn't take more than a fucking day to cover up fucking any booking botches that Vince McMahon did. One day, you sit down with a fucking... But you don't even have to have fucking electricity. You don't have to have a laptop. You don't have to have a computer. A fucking notepad and a pen. You look at the fucking roster sheet and you start to book everybody correctly on day one. Day one. You have fans, again, I use that so loosely, that literally, guys, I've seen this so many times from different people. All you need, give him a year or two. Give him a year or two. Right now, he's just ironing shit out, and he's trying to correct Vince's wrongs. Well, if that's how he does it with what happened on Monday, he's consistently booking 50-50 booking for everybody at an alarmingly worse rate. Worse than Vince McMahon. Guys, Vince McMahon booked everybody 50-50 for the most part. Triple H is booking people even less. That's horrendous. Things are not getting better, right? I could see if in the first couple of months we started to see improvement with the booking. It's not getting better. He's bringing in more and more people. Some people got their names back. The booking is fucking atrocious. The best act right now is a guy named Bray Wyatt, my boy. You know why he's the best act? Because he's writing his own shit. Bray Wyatt gets to do his shit. H has very little interaction with that. I mean, he had some final approvals, obviously, but I mean, just like Vince, they give Bray Wyatt full reign. Are you fucking shocked? The other biggest act right now is Sami Zayn getting over on this whole Usi shit. That just came from fucking Sami Zayn being Sami. Triple H wasn't back there going, say Usi. They're going to love it. Guys, it just ain't happening. Even his boys, Johnny Gargano, feels so irrelevant. The fucking Dexter Loomis storyline, which started out promising, I thought, turned fucking bad quickly. We don't even know where that shit's going. Nobody even cares anymore. Damage control. The only damage that needed control was them. Look at their fucking booking. I mean, wow. I can't even. It looks like Charlotte Flair's coming back to take Bianca's fucking title. Becky's going to come back just so we could see Becky and Ronda yet again, probably. I mean, this is a lot of people are saying this is Vince McMahon type booking. But it takes him years to change the bare fucking minimum? No, you got to sit down and crack the fucking code immediately, bro. You guys are acting like he's literally trying to switch the U.S. fucking the other way. He's trying to get California to be where New England is. He's trying to get Florida over to where fucking Oregon is. He's literally trying to move the fucking United States, the actual states, man. Fucking right now, right? You're going to get coffee, you feel the land move underneath you. What the hell was that? Earthquake? No, that's Triple H. He's trying to move us. Trying to move all of New York over to California. He's not doing it. He's just fucking trying to book people correctly. Or we hoped he was. The only wrongs I'm seeing more than Vince McMahon right now in what he did is Triple H's wrongs. By your standards, by what you're telling me, you're saying you want Vince to come back because he has to. He's got to correct the wrongs of Papa H. The same wrongs that got NXT in trouble. The same wrongs that got Tony Khan and AEW beating the shit out of Triple H in NXT. Because Triple H lost his way. He got overwhelmed. He started to panic. He started to make poor choices. And before you knew it, the ratings were in the shitter. NXT was already not making a damn penny. They started to lose money. And Triple H found himself laid up in his house with fucking cardiac events. Is he already overwhelmed? Is he already panicking? Is he already fucking lost it? A lot of people that know Triple H closely claim that he was never actually one of the smartest guys. He hung around the smartest guys. He always hung around the Clique. He always hung around William Regal. He always hung around Ric Flair. He always hung around Vince McMahon. He always tried to sneak in on all the meetings. He married the boss's fucking daughter through China to the Cur. He did all of that. But a lot of people close to H, he never really had the greatest fucking ideas. And everybody points back to that within roughly almost 4 to 5 year span of NXT Black and Gold. And that's what everybody goes, genius. Genius. I think that was fucking a lot of lightning in a bottle based on good fortune and luck. It was the right time for something like NXT with some of the best talent we will ever fucking see. From the Shinsuke's to the I almost said Cesaro. Well, yeah, it should have been fucking Cesaro on the main roster. But from the Shinsuke's to the Kevin Owenses to the Sasha Bankses, Bailey, and the matches they had in NXT, I mean, that's something that Triple H, man, that's just saying, hey, you go out there, do your thing. Boom. NXT was lightning in a bottle magic. You know, you quickly saw when faced with adversity, what can he do? Basically, it's right there for you to see, man. It's right there for you to see. So I kind of believe the people that are close to him. You know what I mean? Or worked with him closely. Vince Russo tells the stories that all the stuff was, he wrote all of Triple H's shit. Like, he would say, like, a lot of people would have their own ideas. A lot of time people would say, no, I want to do the Triple H, he had to write everything out for him. Isn't that crazy? Vince Russo said no, he always had to, verbatim, like the DX shit, his lines, that was Vince Russo. Triple H never came to him with those ideas. Any ideas. Makes you think, man. You know what I mean? When you really start to break this down, how many people really hang on the balls of Papa H? Maybe they want him to be their Papa. I don't know, but it's weird. And when you can't even call out what happened on Monday night, and the talent are sticking up for Austin and standing up and saying that's wrong, that's about the time maybe you got to stop fucking talking pro wrestling. You just don't know enough about it. And again, that's not shade. You know, you can still be a fan, but you just don't know enough about it. Because that's literally the definition of burial. When you only win 8 matches out of 50, you're almost at Brooklyn Brawler status. When you're a 16% winning percentage, that's buried, guys. When what happens on Monday happens to you as a performer, as a wrestler, that's a burial moment. I don't know any other way to tell you. You can try to argue it and go, nah, Triple H loves him. Big things are in store. Well, they have to be now. They have to be. I don't know if you can go any lower than what happened Monday, and I dare to even bring that notion up. They have to do something big with Theory now. He's a talent. He can become something big if given the chance. Give him the fucking chance. He wins the briefcase and nobody gave him a fucking chance. You claim H loves the motherfucker. A lot of you guys say, no, man, he brought him in. Remember NXT? Okay, well, he also was the first one to give Vince McMahon him. Triple H, there was a bunch of people that he told Vince, no, please don't take these people. He was very quick, if you guys remember, to give Vince McMahon Theory the first time. And there was a lot of things that were wrong, so then he went back. And the second time, Triple H gave Vince him again. Remember? He just threw fucking, he's like, you could take him. People think that Triple H is big on Theory. No, he's not. No, he's not, man. So, was he buried happens to be this big question. I don't know why that's a question. Of course. The answer is simplistic. He was absolutely, by definition of professional wrestling, not just WWE, professional wrestling, he has been buried. Now, we hope for the resurrection of Austin Theory. It has to start tonight. It has to. Anyway, he's losing flat on his back this weekend to Kevin Owens. And then I went over these statistics, and I was fucking befuddled. I said, I have to tell my amplified unit these numbers. Moving on to the same event that Theory lost to Owens this week in Peoria, I believe it is called, Illinois. This same live event, Karrion Kross dropped a match to Drew McIntyre. Now, during the match, a fan at ringside threw a drink at Scarlett Bordeaux. Scarlett, real name Elizabeth Chahaya. Scarlett got a drink. This was not part of a storyline, we're being told, guys. Scarlett just got a fucking drink throw. I'm guessing it's a beer, judging by what Scarlett said afterwards. So we think it's some reports said it was a water. But again, if you listen to what Scarlett said afterwards, it looks like it was an alcoholic beverage, a beer possibly. So a drink was thrown at Scarlett. The fan was ejected. And subsequently, we are being told that he was or she was arrested. The show did have to come to a halt because of the mess at ringside. It became a security safety hazard. So the show came to a slight halt while officials cleaned up at ringside. Scarlett issued a statement via social afterwards, just a couple of hours afterwards, and Scarlett said, and I quote, "As a classy woman from Chicago, I'm not surprised that something like this would happen in Peoria." Hope I'm saying that all right to folks living in Peoria. P-E-R. Is that what I was saying? Peoria? Peoria, Illinois? Peoria. I'm sticking with Peoria, damn it. Anyway, Scarlett says, as a classy woman from Chicago, I'm not surprised that something like this would happen in Peoria. And then she gives a puke emoji. P.S. To the granny who threw the drink, your booze was as cheap as your hairdo. She says, P.S. To the granny who threw the drink, your booze was as cheap as your hairdo. So by her saying your booze is as cheap, that means that it was definitely alcohol. Most likely a cheap beer, maybe a Bud Light or some shit. They ain't very cheap, man. You go to these events, these beers are probably $15 now after tip. So you could be doing a fucking Natty Ice. You'd be spending a $20 for a 40. My amp unit that grew up in projects, man, earned some deep fucking hoods. You know what I'm talking about with the 40s. You only had about $2. You were getting yourself a 40. But we laugh. But in all seriousness, that's not cool, man. You can't do that to the performers. And I'm glad that action was taken. Legal action. Getting the fuck off. And that's just stupid. Now, one of my Amplified Unit tried and true members, man. One of my Amplified Unit members was there this weekend at Peoria, Illinois' house show. Saturday night's main event, I believe it was being billed as. Wisdom of Charlie, my amp unit member, was there, and his report says that he actually saw that happen in the moments beforehand. And at the time, Scarlett acted utmost in professionalism, and that's what she actually put in her statement too. And then she took the little cheap shot in the PS. But Wisdom of Charlie says that it was a shitty situation, should not have occurred. Action was taken immediately. Scarlett did not overreact. She handled it in a professional manner. Wisdom says that the biggest issue a lot of fans were being pissed off at already, and this maybe was an issue going through the night that probably stemmed to more kind of anarchy later in the night. Wisdom says that security was just not letting them take a lot of pictures. Or what the pictures that they wanted, like they were shutting it down. Videos, pictures, they were just saying, shut it down, sit down, put the cameras away. Like, they pay a lot of money. They can take photos as long as the flash isn't right in people's fucking faces and not standing up the whole... As long as you're showing some respect and etiquette. Wisdom is saying that a lot of people throughout the night were just becoming a little bit unsettled by security just being idiots. That's never okay to do what this fan did. But, and throw a drink at Scarlett. Looks like it was a woman. She said to the granny, P.S. to the granny who threw the drink, your booze was as cheap as your hairdo. So again, man, what a wild situation there. And thank you, Wisdom, for that report too. We hope Scarlett nothing but the best, and we hope that fucking that idiot gets fucking dealt with swiftly. This is a perfect time to talk about some good in the world, right? Let's talk about some positivity after that fucking shitfest of a story. Top Dollar is holding a food drive next weekend, man. I want to give a little shout out and a little bit of a plug for Top Dollar. Top Dollar holding his 6th annual canned food drive, and he is asking anyone in the vicinity of the Maryland versus Ohio State football game to bring out all of your non-perishables. Now, I don't know what non-perishable means. I'm guessing it means canned food that people can eat and isn't going to go bad in a fucking week. So bring out your canned goods, man. Even if you got to go to the market, spend $5-10, help out people that are in need. That is such a cool thing. And, sometimes you forget, you might have it good or even not that great, but you're taken care of, you got a roof over your head. You're able to eat maybe 3 meals a day. That's awesome. Believe it or not, and especially in the U.S., people think we just got it made because fucking burgers are $1.20. You can get a donut for 60 cents at places. You can get fucking the welfares and this, and the people think that everybody's just set. That's not the case, guys. And there's a lot of people hurting. And something as simple as just a canned food drive where people can stop by and get enough food for a week or two. It's monumental. Just because you have it okay, I'm not even saying good, just because you have it okay. Maybe you're in a fucking 4-wall studio. Your bathroom's to the left of you, your kitchen's to the right of you. Your bedroom is where you're standing at. That's a roof. That's a roof. And you probably got some food that you're going to be able to eat tonight. A lot of people cannot say that. So, not to bring the fucking mood down, but BC loves that. You guys remember, every year I do a toy drive for the kids, man. You ever see the toy drive, Salvation's toy drive? There's a lot of them, Toys for Tots. There's a lot of things like that, and BC likes to spread. I literally go to a Target, and I buy a bunch of fucking toys, and I distribute them. One year, I actually made a video, man. You guys got to see all I kept it wrestling theme. I just bought a shit ton of pro wrestlers and cool wrestling alike, like rings, things like that, title belts. And you guys got to see that. It's pretty cool. So I do that every year as well. So it's big. You always got to remember there's people that could use your help. And you know what? Life doesn't go on forever for all of us, man. We have to do all the good that we can, So, BC, man, you're breaking down the fourth wall. You're just an asshole, I thought. Well, I am. But I can be a good asshole at times. Moving on, man. I want to switch over to some AEW news real quick. FTR, it appears Dax and Cash will be competing at this year's Wrestle Kingdom 17 event for New Japan Pro Wrestling and defending their IWGP titles. That is great for Japan. And that's where it ends. For the US, is it at all possible, Tony Khan, for the US, more specifically AEW fans, to see FTR used with any semblance of relevance going forward? Is that so much to ask for this Christmas, Tony Khan? I'm asking on behalf of all AEW fans. Can they just see FTR in tag matches soon? You guys want to hear staggering statistics, man? Listen to this, please. Or not. It doesn't matter. But either way, I'm going to talk about it. Oh, man. Hold on. I'm dropping shit too over here. All right. Listen to this. It's got to be told. No, I'm good. Last time they won a legit... this is FTR. Last time they won a legit traditional tag team match was Battle of the Belts on October 7th. 6 weeks ago. No injury, guys. They were just wrestling this past week in an 8-man tag. 6 weeks ago is when you would have to go back for their last traditional 2-on-2 tag match victory. Battle of the Belts, October 7th. Before that, guys, listen to this. Listen, man, this is insane. One of the best tag teams in the world. They should be fucking with the highest momentum in all of pro wrestling today. Before 6 weeks ago, in their last victory in a tag match, their last tag team victory was back in May. May, guys. What I'm saying is that if they did not get that victory 6 weeks ago, traditional 2-on-2 match, you'd have to go back 7 months ago to May, right? May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 7 months, which means it has been 7 months and FTR has only had 2 tag team victories. Everything else is either a one-on-one, a triple threat, a fatal 8-way, or a fatal 8-way, 8-man tag, tornado usually. In 7 months, FTR only has 2 tag team victories. They lost straight up to Swerve in Our Glory just a couple of weeks ago in a tag match. They were going for a 3rd victory in 7 months, but they lost to Swerve in Our Glory just like that. Snap of a finger, it was done. I think it was like a roll-up or some shit. It was bad. Now, we're not saying they're buried because they're being used in triple threats and 8-man tags and all that. We're not just going to throw around the word buried. I hate that word. Trust me. I hate using it. For theory, I mean, it came to a head on Monday. There was no more denying it. For FTR, you just got to book them. Just fucking book them in tag matches, bro. Tony, man, we're asking you the bare minimum, dog. Bare minimum. Bare minimum. Land ho. Pull in the boat to shore, man. Regroup, Tony. What are you doing? This tag team had all the momentum in the world. And then Tony Khan is the only one that killed it. Thankfully, the Acclaimed arose from the ashes. So there's a tag team everyone can still get behind and is really over. But before Acclaim started getting really over, Tony was already cooling off FTR. The Acclaim just fucking helped spray him down even more, right? They grabbed the fire hose even quicker and fucking sprayed out that fire. FTR is like an afterthought most weeks now. There was a time where FTR was the talk of the town. And now we're talking, the only news you're going to see, right? FTR news. The only FTR news you're going to find is thanks to New Japan Pro Wrestling bringing them in and having an IWGP tag title match. If New Japan Pro Wrestling was not giving them that tag match, you were not going to get a 2-on-2 traditional tag match. It wasn't going to fucking happen. They're going to get the belt soon, man. Are they full geared, man? What's going on with FTR in full gear? Hold on. No, I got it. Full gear. What is happening with, Nothing at all. So what the fuck is what's the Acclaim doing at full gear? I forget. I have forgotten. Hold on, man. We are... Ooh, the Acclaimed versus who? Hold on, guys. I'll have it for you. The current card for Full Gear is the World Championship match, Mox versus MJF. Interim Women's Championship, because fucking Thunder Rosa is who the fuck knows where. Her back. We'll see her in 2023. Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter. AEW World Tag Match, The Acclaim versus Swerve in Our Glory. That's what I thought. That's what that match was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? It was to get the number one contenders match, yeah. All right. That's all. Sorry, I had to stall the show there. That's not Sasha's fault. I did not tell her in advance to cue that up. I had to go searching. So I'm going to take the hit on that one, man. But I was just curious. That's right. So Swerve in Our Glory is going against the Acclaim, and FTR is just going to have to hope that New Japan Pro Wrestling is a banger. It's crazy what's happening over there. Sticking with AEW, if I may. Of course I may. It's my fucking show. AEW is issuing a notice on a special start time for Rampage for November 25th. That's the day after Thanksgiving, guys, here in the States. That's TNT having 2 NHL games played on the same day. 2 games planned. Double-header NHL action is booting, right? 2 NHL games, and TNT has given Rampage Das Boot. They have gotten Das Boot to the 4 p.m. time slot. 4 p.m. You heard that right, man. That's horrible. Because here in the U.S., we call that Black Friday. The day after Thanksgiving is always Black Friday. It's a huge day for all the Christmas deals. So everyone goes out and shops. First of all, they're already tired and fucking probably hungover and stuffed still. And then they take their fucking fat asses over to fucking Walmart and Target and any other place that's doing deals. And they shop the whole entire fucking day and night. And then when they get home, they pass out on the kitchen fucking floor with the refrigerator open, leftover fucking turkey on the floor. They grabbed it and then they just passed out. Right? That's what happens on Black Friday. And these motherfuckers have to go on at 4 p.m.? That's the fucking death slot, man. Damn. I don't know if probably 11 o'clock maybe would be better. Yeah, because that's Black Friday at 4 p.m., man. People are going to just be stampeding at that time. They're still going to be stampeding poor associates, you know? Anybody that works 9 to 5 out there in the retail world, man, salute to you guys. Much love. Much love and respect, because I've been there. I've had to earn that paycheck on the grind, on the front lines. And let me tell you, there's nothing like Black Friday. I used to work... I would sell TVs for a few years at this place, and for Black Friday, we would do these big story time. I'll get to the fucking Stone Cold and fucking Rock and Roman Reigns. I'll get to the story, but I got my own story to tell here, man. Speaking of, I worked at this fucking place selling TVs. It was commission sales, so every time you sold a certain TV, you would get more money. It's commission. And then if you were able to sell a warranty, you got even more. So it's Black Friday, right? There's about 6 of us, right? There's not that big of a staff. It's 4, 5 a.m. It's really early. I'm telling you, Black Friday in the U.S., these people don't fuck around. They open the doors at like 4 or 5 a.m. So there's 6 of us. We think, okay, there's fucking 6 of us. We're ready, right? They open these glass fucking doors, and I kid you not, Black Friday, 4 a.m., hundreds, maybe thousands. If there was drones back in the day, I would love to see the footage, because I just saw a mass of people storming at us, and I mean like power of fucking walking, like it's like you would see in the movies. It's like the movies, honestly. We're looking at each other like, what do we do? I mean, we can run right now. There's no windows where we were, but we can try to dive bomb through a wall, and maybe that leads to the outside. It's 3 stories up, but hey, we'll do a swanton bomb and see if we can fly, right? Tap into our fucking Arkel. I believe I can fly. Until you fucking smack. But, I mean, it's an option at the time. It's an option. Or you just start fucking battling these motherfuckers because they look like they were coming for war. I mean, they didn't look like they were peacefully going to buy TVs. They looked like they were coming to steamroll us. I mean, they knew what TV they wanted, and they were not going to be disappointed by us telling them that we didn't have it because the person in front of you already got it. So they wanted to beat each other. And they were fucking stepping on each other, guys. Stepping on each other. So the 5 other associates, they went to their little registers or waited for people to see what TV they wanted. And they were trying to sell the big ticketed TVs, right? This is where BC is smart. Anybody that says I'm just smart when it comes to pro wrestling, everything else, maybe not so much. Well, half of that's true. But I got my fucking wits. Everybody was trying to sell the big ticketed TVs, the big Samsungs. The plasma was big back in the day. It's not anymore. But back then it was plasma and LCD. Plasma was even more esteemed than LCD back in the day. So everybody is trying to sell these big Samsungs and Panasonic and Sony, all these big brand names, the best TVs, 52 inches, 60, some odd, big money, right? If you can sell them, it's big money. Problem with that is you have to sell it, right? It's going to take 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes per customer. But that's what they chose to do. They were thinking, hey, I'm going for the biggest money at the fucking, for each fucking pop. BC did something different immediately. I went way to the back at the last where the last register was located, where there was like stacks. It was like hundreds almost of TVs. They were little 32-inch LCDs called Sylvania, I believe it was the brand. It was like a low-end brand. It was cheap at the time. For $600 for an LCD 32 was actually a pretty damn good deal. So $600 Sylvania TVs. I went way over there. I stood at the register instead of selling my ass off and trying to find new customers to sell a big ticketed TV. I stood right at that register. And I kid you not, for 6 straight hours, I didn't even go on my mandatory break. For 6 straight hours, I just sold Sylvania 32-inch TVs. Little commission on every single one. Every 4 or 5 TVs, I would get a warranty deal, which was more money. And after 6 hours and selling hundreds of Sylvania TVs, 2 weeks later, I got a check that was nearly $4,000. That might not seem like a lot from you guys, but in 1 day of retail work, making nearly $4,000. When you're coming out the fucking projects, you're trying to make a way for yourself. That's what PC was doing. There's a reason I had a job, because I needed fucking money. You know what I mean? There's a funny quote out in the world, right? There's nothing more embarrassing than going to work, because everybody knows you're broke and need money. There's nothing more embarrassing than going to work, because everybody knows you're broke and need money. Well, that was BC. I was there for a reason. You think I just wanted to get up at 4 a.m. because I got life by the balls? No, I needed fucking money at the time. So I said that, but I stood there and it wasn't even a plan that I had like when I got into work. I just saw everybody else going to this one approach. And I'm like, but there's hundreds of TVs that they're going to want. Because these people already knew. They already had the flyer. They know what they're coming in for. A lot of them. So let me just boom, boom, boom. If I got fucking $10 on every fucking TV with the fucking $20 warranties, you keep adding that shit up. And then you sell them a quick accessory. Right by there, we had the monster cables, the HDMIs, that's commission on all of that. And I just stayed. It was just smart, man. It's very smart. What got me on that story? I forget. Oh, yeah. Black Friday. Rampage. AEW is booted. They've been DOS booted right into the middle of Black Friday. 4 p.m. if you want to watch Rampage. And I just wanted to give a shout out to my 9-to-5 associates. I feel you, bro. That was me back in the day. I paid my dues. You got to pay your dues, man. And hopefully life will turn around and you don't got to do that 9-to-5 shit anymore. But much love and respect to all you guys. That is Rampage. Now, I want to end this, man. I wanted to keep this under an hour. I'm going to try to do that, man. A big match for WrestleMania 39, Los Angeles. You guys know what it is. Roman Reigns versus The Rock. And much to many people's displeasure, it most likely is going to be for the championship. Now, where does this fit in Cody Rhodes? A lot of people believe he's coming back for the Rumble and he's going to win the Rumble. This is what should happen, by the way. Not just we believe it. It should happen. He wins the Rumble and he takes on Roman Reigns and defeats him for the the titles, I feel, have to go to Cody Rhodes. This was his story from the beginning. He has the injury and he still mans up. And he delivers what he gave us at Hell in a Cell with one fucking arm, basically. And when he comes back, it's his story to culminate. I mean, he's a big star, man. Listen to his ovations. Listen to how we perceived him. And it's going to be even bigger when he comes back. So then it opens up the conversation. Is it going to be 2 nights for Roman, right? We already know WrestleMania is 2 nights. There's WrestleMania Night 1 Saturday, WrestleMania Night 2 Sunday. Do we have Roman Rock Night 1 or 2 and Cody Rhodes the second night versus Roman? So Roman has to pull double duty. I believe the titles should be once again separated. You should not have both. Separate those sons of bitches. If you got Rock in one and everybody's going to bitch because The Rock's going for a title, then they could be satisfied because Cody is going for the other one. Or if you keep both, I believe Cody has to somehow take it. I still want the dream match for Mania somehow. I still want Rock and Roman because it has to happen. It's sitting in their lap. Time is running out for the fucking Rock especially. His schedule is not getting any lighter, guys. This is the time with the XFL. You really want to promote to fucking your core men audience, your male audience for the XFL? Well, how about doing WrestleMania and getting everybody to fucking realize that the XFL is coming back for an 86th time? Slight exaggeration. Not to mention the whole fucking family is involved at this point. Solo Sikoa has already been called up. The Rock's daughter is already on television. Ava Raine, Simone Johnson. Now's the time, man. Now's the fucking time. You could do it in a way where that's where Sami Zayn has enough of the bloodline. Maybe they're fucking with him too much leading up to it, and Sami Zayn fucking turns on them instead of vice versa. He joins The Rock somehow for that one night. You could do a lot of fun shit is what I'm saying. Now, here's where everything changes. Everything changes. The Rock's schedule, as I said, is not getting lighter. He keeps actually somehow Danny Garcia, who he goes to, his production head, and former wife, by the way, mother of Simone Johnson. But Danny Garcia keeps on adding projects. Seven Bucks, their actual production company, they own it. They just took on 2 new projects right around WrestleMania time. Now here's where everything literally changes. They are now on the books, and I'm hearing this from the same people that told me months ago that they're thinking about having Charlotte Flair, not Bayley, defeat Bianca Belair for the title when Charlotte gets back, going to the red brand. And nobody wanted to believe that story. They're like, BC, man, there's a reason I'm not seeing it reported anywhere else. I know you have reputable sources. I know you've been right so many times, BC, but I just don't see that happening. It's going to be Bayley. I think it's obvious. And where are we, guys? Bayley never got it. Charlotte, the rumblings are coming back. Right? It's imminent. I told you months ago, that's what they were talking about. I still hope there's still time. I'm hoping they'll change it, and it's not Charlotte Flair taking it from Bianca, but it's looking like I was right all along, and it looks like it's going to be Charlotte. And I was the only one reporting that. I still am. I don't think anybody's ever touched the story. I heard that. The same motherfuckers are telling me that on the table being discussed is Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania if The Rock Roman falls through. The big audible is Stone Cold Roman. Now, here's where I'm okay with this, because that's a dream match. That's legendary, right? That's fucking legendary. I still want the Cody match. I don't care if that sounds like I'm being greedy. I still think you cannot have Roman go to Mania and not have this big up-and-coming face take him on. And the up-and-coming face is not Stone Cold. He's a face from the past, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, and we love to see the match. We love to see him back. We saw what he did last year at Mania with Owens and Vince and Theory, everybody, and Pat McAfee, even stunnering him. But you still have to have Cody. So it sounds like I'm getting greedy. I'm getting a legendary dream match, Stone Cold and Roman. No, I still want. If you cannot get The Rock, that's the only way this happens. It still has to be Rock as well with Roman. I mean, we need those two matches. And Stone Cold, I want to see him. He's ready. Guys, in case you're wondering any more validity to the story, Stone Cold just posted a video of him in the gym. And he is in one of the best shapes I've ever seen in his career. There was a couple of times when he was in his prime that right now he looks to be in better shape. He just released that video. And this is coming after rumors are circulating that he is signed, or at least had the initial phone calls with WWE to come back for Mania. The initial calls were placed. The rumor was busted out to everybody. And then instead of denying that, he puts that out. And he already said in an interview just last month, he already said in that interview, he said, let's be honest, this is one of the biggest events in WWE history. He goes, I think in some way, am I going to wrestle per se? I don't know. I'm not trying. This is almost a quote. I'm going on the fly of what I remember him saying. This is almost a quote, paraphrasing just a few words. He said, I'm not trying to book myself, but if they call, I'll be there. That was basically a quote. I don't even know if I paraphrased that whole last line. I'm not trying to book myself, but if they call, I'm there. And he could not say that he would not wrestle. He couldn't say it. He says, I can't say if I'm going to wrestle per se, but let's be honest, that's such a big night, and I'm so fucking... I don't know, man. He was talking about how magical that night was last year, and how he just can't say that he won't wrestle again, and then he talks about fucking, if they call, of course, I'm going to be there. I'm not trying to book myself, but if they call... And then he puts this video out, and now we hear like that's the fucking audible. Now we were thinking it's gonna be, we were kind of having fun, right? Austin versus this person. Austin versus this person. What if, right? You could do the whole thing that we did last year with Kevin Owens finally being the guy. You could do that again this year, but it looks like WWE is already making up their mind if they can't get The Rock, Stone Cold, and I can't get confirmation from my people. They don't know if that's gonna outdo The Rock. Dude, they already know that The Rock came, and they're just going Stone Cold Roman. Again, I'm so conflicted because I really want The Rock Roman because of the storyline. I think the match is going to be good, but the story is just, I've been waiting for this for a long time, as you guys have been. So I would take The Rock and Roman over Stone Cold and Roman. It's a good consolation. That's still a dream legendary match. But I still would have to see Cody Rhodes, man. If Roman's only sole thing is Stone Cold at Mania, I don't know if I can fully be behind that man. I would have to start to really think about it. I mean, I just heard about this from my people literally late last night. And when I say late last night, guys, I'm not talking like 9, 10. I got this at like maybe 1 a.m. So I could really say early this morning, 1:30. I think 1:30. Is when I got that news, and I was just like, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. If it's just a rumor, I don't like talking about it. Once I hear like my people speak this definitively, that's when I'm like, all right, I'm at least going to discuss it. It's not like anything's in stone yet, guys. Nothing is set. But just like I said with Charlotte Flair, and now you guys are starting to see how real that report was from me, from my people. Well, I'm hearing the same type of thing now. Stone Cold and Roman. Are you guys on board with that? It's if Rock can't do it. And are you okay with it as long as Cody has a match on night 2 with Roman and takes the straps, takes the titles? Are you not okay with it, period? Stone Cold should be facing somebody else. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but feel free to let me know down below because I'm still trying to process this shit. Guys, we went just over an hour now. I wanted to keep you under. Let's end it right there then, huh? There's a few more things I was going to go over, but no, right there at the main story is a good place to end there. There's a chance we could go live later on tonight. Be subbed and notified, obviously. And if I go live, you guys will be the first to know about it. And we can chill for the first hour of Raw. Possibly. I'm not sure. I have a lot to do today. No matter what, you guys are going to get a full Raw review tomorrow. Whether it's live, pre-recorded, audio only, it doesn't matter. You guys will get a full show review. Until we shoot the shit again, stay amplified, unit. Top Guy, BC, and I am out. Check you.